everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a little while, I know, but I'm back with a everyday makeup tutorial, which is on this look right here, which is like my everyday sort of go-to look. Kind of like if I'm just going out, like, I don't know, shopping or for dinner or something in the daytime. It's kind of like soft sort of day glam for me. The lashes are a little bit bigger than what I usually go for, but I've literally destroyed my favourite pair of lashes from being on holiday last week, and just I've worn them to death ever since I got them and discovered them. So they were kind of more wispier than this, but yeah, so this is like the closest I've got at the minute. But apart from that, this is pretty much what I will go out in every day. Like, this is my everyday sort of look basically, which is the whole point in this video. So yeah, if you want to see how I get this look, then just keep on watching, because I will go through step by step, a really detailed way I get this. So yeah. Okay, so to start off, I'm going in with Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is like my favourite because it's like so sticky. I used to have a silicone primer that I used just because it sort of worked better with my foundations, and I couldn't really find another one that I liked enough to use until this one came along. And this one just like makes all your makeup stick to your skin all day, and it lasts so much longer than the silicone primers. I was using Too Faced Prime Porn Lifts before, so with this one you just have to let it set for like a minute or two just to make your makeup stick. Can you sort of see? But yeah, so I'm gonna just set and spray this with the De-Slick Decay setting spray. This just makes sure I don't get all oily in the daytime, and it makes my makeup last a bit longer. You'll see me do that quite a lot through this, because layering setting spray kind of makes your makeup last a bit longer because it gives it a bit of an extra hold. So I'll just let that dry. Okay, so now what I'd usually do is I'd go with a foundation. I usually use the All Hours YSL one, but I've actually just run out of this. So my sort of dupe for that is mixed in the Giorgio Armani foundations in Luminous Silk and Power Fabric. I'm in the shade 2. I'm just going to dot this all around my face. So I use more of the Luminous Silk one than the Powder Fabric, as I don't want it to be too matte. But I do sort of mix them, as you can see. Now I'm going in with the Powder Fabric one on the rest of my face. So with makeup, obviously this looks absolutely crazy. I look like I'm putting on war paint or something. But you just gotta trust the process, because it will look good in the end. I'm using my Morphe Beauty Blender now, and it just that into my face. I could do it in the mirror, to be honest. I'm sort of just using the viewfinder. I'm actually going to put my mirror up here. So actually no, I'm going to put my mirror here. So if I'm looking down, it's just the mirror. I hope you guys can see me okay. I've sort of changed my makeup setup because I used on my dressing table here, and the lighting's kind of different now, so I'm not used to filming with the lighting like this. Like, and it's also like first thing in the morning, so I hope it looks okay. I have got beauty lights on obviously, but I'm just going to go down my neck so it's blended in. So you can stop here. I'm going to put a little bit more on because I can sort of see imperfections poking through. So I'm going to go in with the Power Fabric one again. Just going to have to look in the mirror sideways a sec, guys. Always one side of my face has more like spots or imperfections than the other. It's just like one side. It must be like the side I sleep on. Yeah, so this is just foundation again. I'm just layering it a little bit so it hides any spots or discolorings. I really need one of those concealers that are like green. I can hide the redness and stuff, because I've got quite red skin underneath, especially when I've just like washed my face and it's like irritated. So I let that set for a second. I never just put another product straight on after I've done that. I just let it set into my skin a minute. So my favourite concealers, I've always find concealers quite hit and miss. Like, oh, by the way, if you can hear snoring, it's my dogs, just ignore them. So yeah, these are the concealers I use. I pretty much use all of them. So these are the Jeffree Star ones. I've got C2 and C5. C5 is like my perfect match. If I want like a brightening bit here, I put C2 on. But yeah, so I've pretty much used them all. So I wouldn't say like they're overly worth the price, as it were. They're like £21 each. They're quite pricey. Yes, they're really good coverage. It's not crease proof, so it's nothing magical. I got the Revolution Super Size, which is like £6 and it pretty much does the same thing. So yeah, for concealers I'm not overly fussy with. Like I have the Colourpop one, which was really good. This is more mattening. This is the no filter concealer. I also had the Kylie one and I pretty much used all of that. So yeah, with concealers I'm not overly fussy. So I'm just going to go in with both of them actually. So I'll show you kind of like the difference. I'm going to use C5, the Magic Star one, just like underneath my eyes, if there's actually any left. Can you see? Like there's literally none. The other thing I don't like about these is they don't last long, and because they're like glass or hard plastic, you can't actually get the rest of the product out. So it is really annoying. So yeah, like I said, you'll just have to ignore my dog snoring because they won't shut up. So this is C5. And for reference of like skin tone, I'm NW15 or NW13 now in the winter in MAC. It sort of changes depending on the season and how tanned I am. So that's enough for this one. Now I'm just going to go in with the Revolution one. This is in the shade C1. Can you see it's a little bit darker? I like to have like really bright under eyes. Makes me look more awake. I'm just going to conceal everywhere. Kind of running out of this one as well. Like I always run out of concealers so fast, especially if I'm wearing makeup like every single day. There's like rarely a day where I don't wear makeup at the minute, so I kind of need to buy some more concealers and foundations because I've run out my favourites. So yeah, so that's the concealer. So a little hack with concealer: the longer you leave it just like this, the more coverage you're going to get when you blend it out, because if you blend it out straight away you're not going to get as much coverage. So I just leave it a little bit, and then so under my eyes I'm going to leave it slightly longer than the rest of my face. So the areas I'm not as concerned about, I'm just going to blend out. So now what I like to go in with is obviously some setting powder, but I go in with two powders. So I go in with MAC Studio Fix. This is in NW13. I've pretty much used all of this. I always run out of makeup at like the exact same time, like all the stuff, so it cost me a fortune to like replace it. But yeah, so I'll use this to just set my face. It also has a slight bit of coverage in it as well, so it does help if I haven't covered literally everything with my foundation and concealer. So now I'm going in with translucent powder. This is the Magic Star one by Jeffree. This is literally my favourite setting powder because it just makes my skin look like photoshopped almost. I also like to inhale it. No, I'm joking. It just literally goes everywhere when I put it on. Can you see? It literally goes everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. But it smells really good, so I'm not going to moan. Right, so I set under my eyes first, and then I just go sort of with a little bit around the rest of my face. So inhaling it is like part of the process, Jeffree said, so no, I don't intentionally do it. It just is hard not to when it's going in my face, literally. I feel like I haven't got as much on this side, so I'm just going to put some more on. My nose looks like Voldemort. I just like to put loads of this on because it's like smoothing powder basically. Wait, I'm going to try and buff this a little bit out so it's not as white now. So now it's like highlight, contour, this sort of step. I tend to do my base first because I don't know how to do my eyebrows first than my face. So what I tend to do is I put a load of bronzer on, and then I like tone it down with the setting powder. So as you can see, I'm just putting absolutely loads of bronzer on just to warm my skin up. Otherwise, if I just left it how it was, I would literally look like a pancake. So I like to do this just to give me a bit of colour in my face. I don't know why my camera always is like really dramatic. It emphasises any little different bit of colour on me. So it literally looks like I've just painted my face with creosote or something like that. But yeah, once I blend it out, it will look fine. It doesn't look this extreme in person. And I like to define my jawline a little bit more. So I'm just going to take a Revolution palette and use this shade. Obviously it's my favourite one. And just define that and then blend it out after. Right, and now I'm also going to use this a little bit at the back of my cheekbones just to give a bit more structure to my face. Alright, so now I'm going in with the Colourpop blush. This is in Desert Rose. This is like a nice neutral peach. I just whack that on my face just a little bit. I never really used to be a big fan of blush. I never really wore it for until like the last few years, but yeah, now I really like it. I think it makes you look really cute, especially if you got like a little red nose. Well, not red obviously, but like a little pink nose in winter. I look literally like a pancake with, oh my god, I promise you guys it looks so good when it's finished. Oh, what I do is I blend this out, and because obviously it is a lot of colour, and I just do it so I can basically choose how much I want on my face and how much I'm going to blend out. You see, just blended that out so it looks nice and natural already. So blush is the thing that fades the first off your face when, well, like throughout the day. So that's why most people tend to put more on, because it does fade really quick. I'm not sure why, but so I'm just gonna buff all the harsh lines and the harsh colour out my face. So now what I like to do is I take another setting spray. I'm just going to use Colourpop's Fresh AM and just set that, just to make sure the powder just stays on my face and melts into my skin. I kind of like to layer stuff, like I'll do my base and then I'll do my eyes and then I'll do another layer of setting spray, just because it keeps the makeup all in place. So now I'm going in with Vegas. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills' loose highlighter. This is my favourite one. It literally just is perfect for my skin tone. It's like a very, very light gold. So I'm just going to put that on the high points of my face, just to highlight everywhere. Oh, it just gives such a nice glowy look. A little bit on my nose, Cupid's bow. Okay, that's pretty much done. I thought I'd give you an updated sort of makeup routine, guys, because my makeup routine changes all the time, and this is like my sort of go-to at the minute because it's fairly quick. The next step I do is brows. So for eyebrows, I'm using the brow definer in medium brown. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I'm just going to brush all my brows up and then across, just so it gives it a nice sort of frame, and then any long ones I'll brush down. So my brows have actually grown back quite a lot, to be honest. I used to have like no brows because, like everyone, when I was younger I just like over plucked them and then they didn't want to grow back. So like now they're just growing back, so I'm kind of making the most of it on no makeup days. But I'm thinking about getting them tinted, like dyed a little bit, so just so I have like even less to do on my makeup because I'm quite lazy. But yeah, so I'm just going to go in with the front, and I'm going to go in with the thin side and just flick like hair-like strokes through the front of my brow, because this makes it look natural. Just like that, and same on the other side. So can you see it's sort of framed the front bit? So now what I do, I get to about a third of the way in here and start just drawing a little line where I want the natural sort of shape to be. It doesn't have to be accurate, as I'm going to clean it up with concealer or P. Louise base in a second. So it just gives me a rough idea of where to do my brow, and then again at the top do exactly the same thing. Just going around. Like that. So if it's too big I can always just fix it, but yeah, it just gives me a rough idea of where I want my brow to like sit and how I want it to look. So that's pretty much about it. Doing the same on the other side so they match, obviously. Yeah, so they pretty much match. Brows is like the hardest bit for me, so, well, not the hardest, but the bit that takes like the most concentration because I'm quite precise with them. Okay, so now I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Brow Pomade in Taupe, or Taupe, however you say that, and then just a 7B brush from her as well. This stuff lasts ages. Like, I've had this literally a year and I've not run out of it. I'm just gonna fill the backs of my brows in with this. I start from about here and just flick the colour in, just because I like the front of my brow to be quite light. So I just fill the rest of it in with the pomade. I keep getting really tempted to do soap brows, but they're quite hard work. Like, they're actually quite hard to do, like, especially because I do my foundation first. It's not really ideal. I should really do soap brows first. but I can do them. It just takes me a little while because obviously I'm not used to doing it that way. I'm used to doing it like this all the time. I've done it for like years like this, but yeah, I might try start doing them because they do look really nice. I like fluffy brows. I think they kind of look better than my brows like this. But yeah, so that's just all the pomade I use. I really don't use any, like, I don't use that much at all. And then I take my Anastasia Beverly Hills again. I love her products for brows. Dark brown brow powder duo, and I just use the darker side here just to fill and like almost give it a faded look. Just taking a little bit here. And the same on the other side. Okay, so that is what I do with the powder pretty much, so that is finished. So then to set that all in place, I use the Tinted Brow Gel by Anastasia again, just a little bit, because this, I think the tinted one makes your brow hair stand out here, so it kind of looks more feathery at the front, which I like, but I do it all the way through just to keep them all in place. Then I go in with Morphe's Clear Brow Gel. And this is just slightly thicker, so it sets them in place for a bit longer. Right, so I'll just let that dry, just the brow gel dry down, and then I'm going to carve out my brows, like just get any bits that aren't neat using the P. Louise base. So it's like a good concealer basically, but it's meant for your eyes, so I always use this. I'm just taking a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I will go in with a flat brush and carve them out. So I'm just carving them out. Okay, so that's one carved. Other one as well. So both brows are now carved out. What I like to do then is I just take a little blender brush and just blend the product into my foundation, or just like tap slightly so it sets, because I don't like it to be too sticky. So it doesn't matter too much on the eyelid space because I'm going to go in with more P. Louise just to put my eyeshadow on. So then I just take some more P. Louise and I use this on my finger. A lot of people struggle using this because they try and do it with a brush. It makes it 10 times harder. Do it with your finger because it warms up the product and it just basically helps it sink and set into the skin a bit more than what a brush does, and it's just so much easier to work with. I just put a little bit too much on there, so I'm just going to blend. Okay, so this is just prepping it for the eyeshadow. Okay, so it should look something like that. It doesn't need to be perfect because obviously it's all going to get blended. So now I'm going to go in with this palette, which I'm not going to say the name because it's inappropriate. So the new Jeffree Star Nude palette, I'm going to call it. This is literally my go-to every day. I've been using it non-stop since I've got it. Is it this shade? Yeah, like this shade here is like my everyday sort of perfect nude colour. So I'm just going to go in with the Morphe E22 brush. This is just like a packer slash blender brush. So yeah, so I go on the outer corner bit here just to make sure it's not going to be too dark for me and I can blend it out, because if you start like here then you're going to be like not stuck, but it makes it harder to blend it out. So I'm just doing the same on both sides. So I kind of make like a C shape around the outer part of my eye, like the outer V I should say. So yeah, like a V shape, and just bringing my crease slightly higher up by deepening above it because I've got really hooded lids. So yeah, so this is Knee Pads by the Jeffree Star Nude collection. This is like my favourite shade. I'm literally going to run out of it. Jeffree needs to do like refills for this nude palette because it is just so good. If you haven't got it and you like his stuff, or you want to try his stuff, I'd recommend getting this because it is like an everyday sort of palette. So I'm just going to put this all over my lid because it's not too dark. And the same on the other side as well. And then I'm going to deepen up the outer V even more in a minute once I've got this whacked down. The only thing about this palette is the size of it. Like, it's not very travel friendly. Like, I went on holiday the other week with my boyfriend and I took the Huda Minis instead of this because it was just way too big to like fit in my makeup bag. So I was hoping the mini version wouldn't have been all the shimmers because it is disappointing, to be honest. I'm not really going to use them that much and the quality of them wasn't the best. Some of the shades, like the formula was kind of different, but there we go. I'm not going to talk about that too much because there are some pretty shades, and Jeffree did say it's supposed to be like a topper or something. I don't really care, to be honest, it just looked really pretty. So yeah, I'm going in with Invitation Only, which is this darker brown. Ooh, this darker brown here. From the side it kind of looks like a Beauty Bay palette, you know, the £42 palettes, because they are really nice, they are really good quality. So again, just deepening up the crease and the outer corner, just to give me a nice sort of cat eye sort of look. I like to elongate my eye because they're quite, I haven't got like big eyes as such, but I like, because they sort of go down here, I like to sort of bring them up slightly so I look more, I don't know, I just prefer that look. So we're getting somewhere. I need to blend a little bit more. So I'm just gonna blend the top bit just to smoke it out a little bit, so it looks really pretty. So I'm a bit indecisive of what like shimmer colour I'm gonna do. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys how I sort of do my everyday look, because I kind of play it up with shimmers. It's usually like some sparkly gold shade. Obviously not from this palette because it's all matte. I'm gonna go underneath now with knee pad, this one here. And I'm just gonna go underneath just to blend that in. Always got to put shadow underneath just to give that full sort of effect. Now I'm going to go in with a little Invitation Only again, just doing a little back and forth with that shade, just putting it on the outer corner to deepen it up. And now I'll just blend to diffuse that. So now I need a shimmer sort of shade. I'm just going to get rid of any harsh lines or anything. So this is like my go-to sort of look. I love like smoky brown looks. I used to be really into oranges, but then I feel like they're more like summer colours. So yeah, so that is it with the nude palette from Jeffree. I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna just stick with my favourites for today, as it's like an everyday look. I'm gonna go in with the Mercury Retrograde by Huda Beauty and go in with Gold Glitch shade, which you can see is my like everyday shade. Obviously with shimmers, you can use a brush if you want, like a flat brush or something. I use my fingers because it just looks way better. The pigment is just there more. So I'm just going to dip in with my little finger. So I've got some pigment on the end and just put that all over the front part of my lid. Dip in again, same shade. I find it's like easier to control with your little finger. I go a little bit higher on this side with it because it just makes my eyes look a bit bigger. I'm just going to go in with Supermoon now on my inner corner with my little finger again. So take a little bit and then pop it in there. And this just makes me look so much more awake. Don't you think? Like it looks so much better. Like it finishes the look so much nicer than just like leaving it like that. Just personal preference though. But this is like what I do every day. So for my work look, or if I'm going out on a date, like in the day with my boyfriend, I'll just do like this sort of look. Just because it's like casual, it's not too heavy makeup, and so yes, it just brings the look together in my opinion. So that's the eyeshadow done. Now I'm just gonna go and curl my lashes because they're not very curled. I really need to get another pair of these because I had like the best eyelash curlers, and then all of a sudden they like got stuck one day and it just sort of almost pulled my eyelashes out. So I got another pair, but these are absolutely rubbish. You know when you just don't want to throw away like a really good pair, because I feel like they're so hard to find like a good pair of eyelash curlers, because these they make my lashes curl but they just don't stay up. Right, so now what I do, it's kind of hard to show you, I go in with my white gel eyeliner, which is Colourpop's like pencil liner. Just put that in my waterline, so just like here, I'm going to try and show you guys at the same time as me doing it. So it just brightens mine up a little bit more. And then I go in with my Pixie Large Lash Mascara. I do usually use the Too Faced one, the waterproof one, but it's run out, so I need to get some new ones, like everything else at the start of the video ran out. Like I need to go shopping. But yeah, so this one's quite good. It volumizes my lashes and it just makes them look really nice, and it kind of like preps them for fake lashes. You don't have to wear fake lashes, obviously. I like to because it makes me look more, I don't know, I just feel better with them on. I feel like I've got my face on when I've got lashes on. I think it's just because I got used to it, because I went through a stage of like just wearing mascara, and like I even like during lockdown I hardly wore any makeup, so I kind of feel like I'm using it all now, and that's why it's running out. But so I'm just gonna do the other side as well. I do the bottom lashes as well, just in case you're wondering. I'll do them in a second. Okay, so oh, I forgot a step on my eyeshadow. Oh, you guys, I always forget this. Because I usually used to wear like black winged liner. I'm just doing the bottom lashes, by the way. I have to do like a little dark brown sort of frame for my top waterline. Otherwise it looks kind of weird when I'm putting lashes on. So especially if I've got like a thick lash band. So I haven't actually finished using the Jeffree palette just yet. So I'm just gonna put like a dark brown, like basically line my eye with shadow, if that makes sense, just to hide the lash band. So I'm going to use this one, this dark brown here. Oh, these names are just not it. It just makes me feel awkward talking about it. I'm going to use that dark brown shade just right by my lash line on the top, just to elongate my eye slightly and to hide the lash band, just so it doesn't look so obvious and it blends in better. It looks more natural. Okay, so that's done now. So for lashes, I'm going to use Lava Lashes. These are in Style Posh. These were kindly gifted to me. I'm just going to put them on. They're like nice wispy sort of fluffy ones. So how I put my lashes on, I don't have the little tweezery like pincher things. I literally just look down and then slot them on top, because I just find it so much easier adjusting them with my fingers than tweezers. People say like once you've got used to the tweezers it's easier, but I've never really got into that. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it my way. Okay, so I'm just gonna adjust it. As you can see, I'm just pulling them about just to make them sit nicely and comfortable on my eye, because they are quite fluffy and thick, as you can see. The ones I was wearing are a lot less thick than this, and the lash band, it makes a huge difference like what sort of lash band you have, because it feels really heavy on your eyes otherwise if it's like a really thick one. Like this is quite thick. I wouldn't say it's massively thick, but it is quite thick for what I'm used to. These are like one of my favourite lash styles though at the minute. They're more dramatic, so they're kind of more like going out lashes than in the day. I do need some more natural ones though, so if any lash companies are watching this, feel free to send me some more natural sort of lashes. So I'm just gonna put this on my other eye. You've seen how I do it pretty much, so yeah. So I'm back, got my lashes on. Now it's just lips to do. I'm gonna spray my face as well because I don't really need to layer setting spray anymore. So I'm just using the De-Slick one by Urban Decay. That's my favourite at the minute because I've run out of all-nighter. So lashes are on. Now I'm going in with a Kylie lip liner. This is my favourite one, Forever and Always it's called. So obviously I'm just going to line my lips with this. So I used to overline them quite a bit, but now I don't. I kind of just follow like my natural lip line and go a little bit bigger because my lips are actually quite a good size. For me anyway. I know people like massive lips or whatever, or no lips, but and just filling it in. So it's nice and soft like that. So like my everyday colour that I reach for is probably Can't Relate by Jeffree Star. This was one of his Christmas collections, but it's like permanent again now. So I'm just gonna put that on. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I might put some gloss on, but because it's like cold and kind of windy today, I might just leave it at that. Usually I like to wear gloss because it just makes my lips look even bigger. But yeah, so let me do my hair and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is pretty much like my finished everyday sort of look. The lashes are slightly bigger, looking at them now, than what I would usually wear every day, because I do like kind of like a nice little wispy pair, but it was close enough. Like this is like in grabbing distance, so I thought I'd put these on. But yeah, overall this is like my everyday sort of makeup signature look. Sometimes I have a bit of gloss on, it depends on the weather outside. If it's windy, I hate getting my hair in lip gloss, so yeah, we've just got liquid lipstick on today. But yeah, I do like to change my lipstick up a bit, but pretty much my eyes and my face I do literally like this every single day. Yeah, let me know what you think of it and what videos you'd like to see in the future. I did get out of habit again of doing the videos, but I am back and I'm gonna try and post more regularly, because I do when I sit down and film, I do really miss filming. So yeah, I kind of concentrated a lot on my Instagram and forgot kind of about YouTube, but I thought, do you know what, I should do more makeup like unboxings and stuff, because everyone loves an unboxing, it's like a present. So let me know what you thought of this look. Do you like it? What would you change, or would you like wearing this out, or what is your everyday sort of makeup routine? This is just what I wear like when I want to put a face on and look nice. I don't really do the no makeup look unless I'm like really having like a lazy day and I'm not really going anywhere and just sort of like chilling and just want to look kind of cute. So yeah, this is like my going out sort of makeup look, but in the daytime. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.